Right now, your brain is lying to you about the color of almost everything you see. And the worst part? It's been doing it your entire life. Let me explain. You probably learned in school that light comes in a spectrum: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, a beautiful rainbow of wavelengths. That part is true. But here's what they didn't tell you. Most of the colors you experience on a daily basis aren't on that spectrum at all. They're completely fabricated by your brain. Take magenta. Look at it on your screen, on a flower, on someone's shirt. It feels real, right? It looks like a specific color with its own identity. But magenta has no wavelength. It doesn't exist anywhere in the electromagnetic spectrum. Red is on one end, violet is on the other. They're as far apart as two colors can possibly be. When your eyes detect both red and violet light at the same time, your brain panics. There's no in-between wavelength to assign, so it just invents one. It creates magenta out of nothing, a hallucination you can see in broad daylight. And magenta is just the beginning. Your brain is constructing color constantly, filling in gaps like an artist who refuses to leave any canvas blank. Here's a strange experiment that proves it. Stare at a bright red dot for 30 seconds, then look at a white wall. You'll see a glowing cyan circle that isn't there. Your neurons for red get exhausted. When they stop firing, your brain interprets the silence as the opposite signal. It generates a color from the absence of information. You are literally seeing something that doesn't exist because your brain would rather hallucinate than report nothing. Now let's go deeper. Did you know that the color brown is also impossible? There is no wavelength for brown. Brown is just dark orange. Seriously, if you take an orange light and dim it, your brain reclassifies it as an entirely different color. No other color works like this. Dim red is still red. Dim blue is still blue. But dim orange? Your brain decides that's a completely new thing and calls it brown. It only exists because of context. Put that same light against a bright background, and it's orange again. Brown is a social construct that your neurons invented because they needed to make sense of dark orange in a world full of other colors. This gets even stranger when you consider other species. The mantis shrimp has 16 types of color receptors. Humans have 3. But here's the twist. Researchers discovered that mantis shrimp are actually worse at distinguishing between similar shapes than we are. They have more raw data, but less processing power. Humans, with our measly 3 receptors, build an incredibly rich color world through sheer computational creativity. We're not seeing reality more accurately, we're imagining it more vividly. And that raises a question scientists still argue about. Is your red the same as my red? We both call a fire truck red. We both stop at the same traffic light, but the actual experience happening inside your skull might be completely different from mine. There is currently no way to prove otherwise. We've agreed on labels, but the inner experience remains locked inside each person's consciousness. You could be living in a completely different visual universe than every other human being on the planet, and you would never know. So the next time you admire a sunset or pick out a paint color or say something is beautiful, remember this. You're not describing the world. You're describing a story your brain is telling you. A story built from incomplete data, neural shortcuts, and outright invention. Color isn't a property of objects. It's a performance staged inside your skull, and you are the only audience member who will ever see your version of the show. Every single day, you open your eyes and witness a masterpiece that exists nowhere else in the universe. Not out there in the light, only in you.